Hey, welcome back everybody to this week's version of Doing It with Stiles. Now, any of you who have seen this show before, you know I like music. I had the opportunity here not too long ago to go and see this young lady live. And you want to know who this young lady is? Why, this is the world famous Ane.
Yes.
Thank you for coming in. I know that you're busy trying to
Yes.
get your show going for the coming up here, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. But I want to just real briefly, you were at one time with the Shirelles.
Correct.
I remember the Shirelles.
Oh, there you do.
Was that fun?
That was so much fun. It was such an eye-opener for me because I didn't realize, although my father used to bring the music home,
Right.
I didn't realize the magnitude of singing with an iconic girl group. I'm so glad I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I didn't know because it was such a wonderful surprise, and the journey was so incredible. It's 26 years.
Was that your first real big?
Yes, but I didn't know it,
Right.
which made it better.
Were you aware at the time when you first started out? Were you aware of just who the Shirelles were?
The Shirelles were a little bit ahead of my time.
Okay.
So, again, my father used to bring the music home.
Right.
But it didn't dawn on me that
It's them.
it didn't even dawn on me. Like I said, the magnitude, and that they were an iconic girl group, and that they were the first female group, I should say, that ever sold 1 million records at that time.
Yeah.
In the history of music.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of that.
Right.
I'm so glad I didn't, because I would have been so nervous.
Yeah. But didn't that give you an opportunity to make some great contacts, meet some great people, work with some great people? I'm bringing this up because I remember all the stuff from your show that was over at
The Smith Center.
Yeah, the Smith Center, the Cabaret.
Myron's.
That's it. I keep wanting to call it Marvin's, but I know that's not right.
Not.
Which is, to me, it was a great little venue. It was
awesome.
a great show. You've got some awesome people
I
in
do.
that show. The singers, your drummer, I loved her. She was great. But the whole show was educational, entertaining, and just fun. Yeah. So I don't know if you intended it to be that.
Oh, yeah.
If you did, it worked.
I definitely did. And one of the things that I realized as I sang with the Shirelles over those 26 years, most of the shows that we did were heavily dominated by male singers. So there would be like 4 or 5 male groups, and the Shirelles would be the only girl group.
Right.
And on rare occasions, we got to work with some of the other girl groups, but typically they were male groups.
Right.
But they had the best songs, John, in my opinion.
Well, they had the best songs because they were dominating the industry, right?
Bingo!
Right.
Yes.
So anyway, and because I don't think I might be wrong here,
Okay.
but I don't think when a writer sits down to write a song, or when they're inspired to write a song, they may or may not be thinking of, okay, this is for a boy group, this is for a girl group, this is, you know what I mean? Unless, is that true or not?
Most songs can be flipped
Yes.
for male or female.
Right.
But because the industry was so heavily dominated by men, in most cases, I think
Right.
that the songs really were written for men. I think. And then a few women got through, but I'm a songwriter as well. So when I write songs, I just write them from my own experiences.
So when you write a song, is it just, how does that work for you? I mean, is it just like, oh my God, I've got to write that down? Or is it, okay, I'm going to sit down and write a song now?
I've done both.
Okay.
Typically, ordinarily, I am inspired. I'll hear something, I'll hear like a track from a movie, just the instrumentals.
Right.
Right? And I go, oh, I could write oh. So then I go get my phone and I start singing because the lyrics and the
Right.
melody come at the same time for me.
Cool.
I know. And so if I get that first verse and I get that hook, then I can come up with the second verse.
Do you know once you've written a song? I mean, most artists that I know are pretty critical of themselves.
Too much.
Do you get finished and go, this is good, this is crap? And how often are you right?
Crap is subjective.
Right.
And the longer I live, it seems to ring true more often than not. Because I hear a lot of stuff on the radio and I go to myself, I think to myself, is that supposed to be good?
I know. Well, the problem for me is, I come from a time when some of the most iconic music we've ever experienced.
Ever.
And that's all stuffed in here.
Of course, that's the barometer.
Yeah.
It's set.
And it's and every once in a while someone will come along. There's a young singer out of Scotland. His name is Paolo Nutini.
Oh, I don't know.
And I saw him on a show, and when he's one of those people that when he sings a song, he is into it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where he's at.
Yep.
And there's nothing else in the world except what he's doing at that moment. And you have a lot of that in you, I've seen from the stage. It's just, and I have to be honest here, I was invited to that show by a mutual friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, man, I don't feel like going out. I got so much to do, but I don't want to disappoint our friend. And I thought, okay. And after the first number, I was like, yeah, okay,
Thank you.
And
for
it was
that.
just, it was an eclectic mix of music, and that's why I say it was entertaining and it was educational. I learned a lot. Some of the things I already knew that it was like, yeah, see, I knew that. But it was just, you have such a wonderful show, and it's not just, you engage with the audience. And they feel like they're part of what's happening.
They are.
And it's fun. It's what music used to be when we went to a concert, or you'd go to a venue and there would be maybe 50 people there or 100 people there, and you could dance, and and it really took me back, and I just have to tell you how much I enjoyed that.
Wow.
And
thank you, John.
Which is one of the reasons that you're here.
Yeah,
and I couldn't believe you said, "Yeah, I'll come in."
Of course I did.
I mean, I know how busy you are. I know we're anyway. So enough about me.
Oh, that was good. I'm just right there with you.
And you put that whole show together yourself, didn't you?
Yes.
I mean, a lot of people they just get up there and sing.
No.
But you put that whole thing together. You wrote
Everything.
the show. You directed it. Everything.
Everything. Costumes.
And
all of it.
You got
I love
some
it.
great costumes.
I love it.
Yeah. And
I love it.
the young lady that you had, the tap dancer.
The young tap.
She was what, 16, 17?
18.
18. Okay. She was good.
She was very entertaining as well, and I was very happy to have her because I wanted her to experience being in that environment,
Right.
With that music and how people respond to it. So it's never ending music. It's never gonna die. You're never not gonna like it.
Right.
But I wanted her. I really did. I was very happy she could do it. And she'll be with me in the future, God willing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, God willing.
Yeah.
I got some other
You
tricks
have
up
a
my
great
sleeve.
band, and your backup singers, and it just, it's just, and I really like the way, I mean, it really was a group effort, an ensemble,
Yes.
and each one of the members pretty much got their time to shine.
I want them to shine. I want everybody on that stage to shine, because we're all using the gifts that have been given to us.
Yeah.
And I do what I do, they do what they do, I respect what they do, they respect what I do, and it's a real collaboration at the end of the day. Although I put it together,
Right.
I couldn't have it without them.
That's it. That's
it's
true.
the support that I have.
So, what was the most difficult part of putting that show on,
The most difficult part.
or the part that you hated the most?
I loved it all.
Okay, that's great.
No.
Anytime you can say something like that, that's awesome.
I did. The only thing that I sometimes I think I wish I had more. I love to rehearse. No, I love it.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
In my humble opinion, I never get enough of it.
Okay.
So if I had to say there was one thing, I would say I would love to have more rehearsals.
Okay.
I love rehearsing. It's I'm singing
Well,
because you get to create.
After seeing the show, it seemed to me you had a lot of rehearsals.
No.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to remember the line now.
Do you want me to use my line on that?
Yes.
The slippage.
The slippage. That's
is
it.
real.
Yes, that's it. I thought that was great. And the
And
fact
true.
that you acknowledged it.
Oh yeah, right
you
at the top of the
and
show.
That's what made it fun.
Yeah,
So,
because everybody in the room, young and old,
right, knew
It's-
exactly what you were talking about.
for sure,
Yeah. So that's great.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite part?
of the show.
Yeah. I know what your answer is going to be. I'm going to write it down.
Okay, write it down and then I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
My favorite part
Right.
of the show. Ray Charles.
Okay.
What does that say?
Performing.
Oh, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Of course.
But
of
the Ray
course.
Charles thing was cool. This was the only complaint I had about the show.
Okay.
It should have been twice as long.
Oh wow! What a compliment, John.
It was like the old adage about always leave them wanting more. You
Yeah.
did that.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when it was over, it was like, what? Come on. I mean, and I'm not saying it wasn't short. It wasn't a short show. It wasn't,
It was an hour and a half.
Yeah, it was an hour and a half show, which was typical.
Right.
But 3 hours, I don't think would have been too long.
Listen to me, if
Okay.
you don't mind me sharing this.
Please.
Okay. A, I love people. B, I love performing. C, I love the music. When I'm performing, normally the show is longer. It's longer, but I
Right.
had some musicians that had to get on. They had
Right.
another-
No. I understand that.
So I said, okay, you gotta stick. You gotta stick this time. But normally, my show is 2 hours.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, normally.
Cool.
Because I just can't shut my fat mouth, John. I'm having too much fun.
And
I don't want the moment to end.
I have a friend who is a drummer,
Okay.
a professional drummer. Was with David Bowie, Rod Stewart.
Oh, nice.
And in fact, he's out on tour right now with John Waite. His name's Alan Childs. The first time I saw him playing was he was a drummer for Rock of Ages when they were here.
Mm-hmm.
When Alan plays the drums, the first thing that popped into my head was a little 8-year-old kid opening his presents on Christmas morning.
Mm-hmm.
The enthusiasm that he had, and the just, it's like, yes! And you have that same kind of presence on stage.
I am so happy that God made me a singer. I am so grateful for that. And
you have a great voice, too.
Oh, well, okay. Well, thanks, John. But I think that it's such an honor and a privilege to get on that stage and relate to people and touch people. People allow me into their hearts.
Right.
And I enjoy it, I cherish it, I appreciate it. But the word that is always used, or the verbiage, is always the word playing. Playing.
I get it.
You see?
Yeah.
So hopefully that translates when I'm on stage, giving. I remember I went to this vocal coach one time, and she says, you know, when you perform, you always have to hold something back. I said, well, who am I holding it back for? I want to leave it all. I want to give it all. So that's what I do. I'm just going to give it all. That's it.
And you do?
Well, thank you.
So I'm really excited because here you have a new show coming up.
I do.
On December 10th.
That is correct.
And it's going to be a Christmas show.
Yes.
So is it I don't know how to ask this question. Is it all Christmassy, Christmas music, or is it just a Christmas show with some Christmas music interspersed with your regular show? I guess is the only way I can ask it.
Okay. So I actually have different shows that I do.
Right.
So the show that you saw was This Is a Man's World.
And that,
but
I forgot to bring that up. I
That's
thought
all right.
that was a brilliant, brilliant title for that show.
when I thought about that, when I was putting this, when I was conceptualizing the show, I said, this is a man's world. But,
Yeah.
right? So, but I also have a show, and I only realized this when I went to see him recently. Wayne Newton has a show called Up Close and Personal.
Right.
My show that I do is I have a show that's called Up Close and Personal.
Okay.
Totally different than the Smith Center, what you saw at Myron's. Right. This show that I'm doing is a Christmas show. So I'm bringing some friends in to do some Christmas songs with me.
Can you tell us who?
No.
Can you talk about
No.
it? It's going to be a surprise?
I can talk about the fact that I'm real glad they're going to be with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no info.
That's called a teaser.
Yeah. No info. No.
Okay.
But they're incredible singers. Some guys, lady. I can't tell you everything, John.
No, I didn't expect you to. There's got to be.
You have to come out. That's the point. They have to come out and see it.
I am really. I'm trying to figure out a way to get that time off so I can get over there.
Oh.
So
I hope you can make it.
I do too.
Wow, because your energy's good and your presence is.
And I clap loud too.
Oh yeah. But you know where it is. You know where the music is.
Right.
And then you have
Well, and everything that you do on stage comes from your heart.
Yep.
And that comes across.
Oh,
and
good.
And it does. I'm one of those people that when I go to a show, I'm watching the show, but I'm also watching the crowd. And I'm sure that you've had, well, maybe not. I have had an audience that is just like.
Every now and again that happens, and I think, not with the big, well, it happens for maybe a song or two.
Right.
Right? Because they don't know what to expect. People really don't know what to expect, and I think they're surprised. I really do.
Yeah.
And
I was.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't what I expected.
Correct.
In a good way.
Uh-huh.
So I'm a huge Moody Blues fan.
Ooh.
I love the Moody Blues.
Okay.
I've seen them 3 or 4 times in concert, and the one thing that I love about going to their concerts is when they first started a song or when they first start to play, the crowd goes bananas.
Yeah.
For about 30 seconds, and then it's dead silence because they're there for the music, they're there for the performance, and there was a little bit of that going on as far as your show, but it's because the people were into it and they were just grooving and just digging the vibes and the music and all of that, and it was just like you couldn't help but smile looking around at the people, old people and young people. And standing outside before they opened the doors and ready to go in, those were my people.
Yeah.
They were my age, a lot of them. There were young people.
Yeah.
And I was really excited to see the young people because, we're getting older. Our music is getting older. And I'm speaking for myself. I'm using the editorial we. Our music is getting older, and it's I don't want to see it lost.
I know.
I don't. There is so much there musically, lyrically, it's just, I don't want to see that lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's some great performers out there today, but
Sure.
I don't think there's anything that compares with the 60s and 70s and 80s. And
There seems to be a resurgence.
even the 50s.
Yeah. Some of it.
Yeah.
Some of it I really enjoy because it makes me remember my mom and dad who are
Right.
no longer here. And my dad would come home with all this music because he loved the music. So he would buy the records.
Right.
I think we were the first ones in our neighborhood that had a hi-fi.
Oh.
So it was because of my dad.
What part of the country were you from?
I'm from New Jersey.
Oh,
originally.
wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up in Jersey. So my dad would come home and he was really a music lover. We had speakers up and really we did. You do?
I can identify with
Yeah,
that.
my dad used to do this. So my dad, God bless him, miss him so much. When I was a little girl, he would call me Little Miss Personality. I didn't know
Yeah, you didn't know what. Yeah, it made no sense.
He said, look at Little Miss Personality. I don't even know what I was doing. I guess I was just getting ready for the stage.
And there's a song about that, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was my song.
Okay, cool.
That was my song.
I get it.
Lloyd Price.
Yeah. But I think back on all of that, and it's funny today to remember the albums back then, the series Oldies But Goodies.
Mm-hmm. Who knew?
Those were oldies but goodies back then, and now. But there's Fats Domino,
I'm telling you, every song that Fats Domino sang,
right?
we had.
Oh, awesome.
Him, Bobby Blue Bland,
Okay. The Platters.
all of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Oh,
got to do shows with them, by the way,
wow.
with the original lead singer.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Sonny.
Now, Sonny wasn't there.
Right, not in the beginning.
Right.
Right.
When the group, yes, I did know Sonny.
Yeah.
Not as well as some other people in
Sure,
town,
yeah.
but the Platters, we did shows with them because there were so many groups of them.
Right, right.
So we did all these shows with.
I have to ask this obvious
Come on.
question, and
Come
I
on.
hope you'll understand.
I will.
Have you ever played the Apollo?
Yes.
Whoa!
Yes. Ironically, I auditioned as a single act to be on the Apollo.
Right?
They didn't take me.
Okay.
When
Big mistake.
Big mistake. When I became one of the Shirelles, we did the Apollo.
Oh, wow. That must have been,
It
even at that
was.
time, that had to have been
It
the
was.
epitome of I've arrived, I'm here.
Okay, you said no,
Yeah.
but here I am anyway.
Yeah. So, let's talk a little bit more about your Christmas show, because
Okay.
I want to make sure that we get the word out there. It's going to be on December 10th. Doors are going to open at 6.
That's correct.
Show starts at 7.
Yes.
It's at Notoriety, and if you don't know where that's at, it's downtown in Neonopolis for all of us old timers. But it's at 450 East Fremont, and it's suite number 380, and it's Neonopolis is right down there by the Zoom thing. What is it?
Yeah.
Slotzilla or
Yeah.
whatever it was. Yeah.
Flying through the air.
Yeah.
That thing.
And it's cool because you can park right down below, take the elevator up,
Yep.
and you're over there. If you go just past Denny's and there's the parking thing, go down there.
Right there.
This is. I cannot stress enough. You need to go see this show.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any interest in music whatsoever, it will be time and money well spent. It's an enjoyable. Excuse me. It's an enjoyable time. I loved how you interacted with the audience.
Absolutely.
And your band and everybody. And I do have to make one more comment about your drummer.
Okay.
She's amazing.
Yes.
And she plays a lot of congas and bongos and
Everything.
I said to my friend, I would hate to get slapped with those hands.
You wouldn't want to. Not that I know. I don't.
No,
but
no.
I can imagine.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like She reminded me of Alan because she is so into what she's doing. I mean, the whole group was, but it was like, she's like, yeah, I'm up here, I'm playing the drums.
Yeah.
But anyway,
And that's good. I'm glad you mentioned L.A. Is her name. She's from New York, ironically.
yeah,
Right?
okay.
Okay.
Not
met her-
Louisiana?
No.
Not Los Angeles?
L.A.
No, I
is
know.
from New York.
Yeah.
I know. Everybody goes, well, if you're from New York, why you call yourself L.A.? But anyway, she has been with me the longest of anyone in my band or orchestra, whatever.
Does she live in L.A. or is she here local?
She lives here.
Oh, okay, cool.
She lives here, and we met years ago, like maybe 15, 18 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And I said to her, we clicked immediately.
I could see that.
Immediately.
Yeah.
I said, you're going to be my percussionist. Because I always had percussion.
Right.
Even in Jersey. I had Luther Vandross as percussionist.
Wow.
I had Angela Bofield as percussionist. I always had a percussionist.
Yeah.
Always. Always.
Well, you had another drummer too.
Oh yeah, YL.
Right.
YL Douglas plays for Barry Manilow.
Right.
That's Barry Manilow's drummer.
Yeah.
I have the best cats in town.
Yeah, you do.
I know.
So, what can we look forward to on this Christmas show?
Christmas show, you are going to be serenaded. You're going to be thoroughly entertained, and you're going to be a part of the show.
Oh, nice.
Because it's for the people, right?
Okay, good. Now, I can't sing, but I do play a mean tambourine.
Well, bring it. Bring it and hit it or whatever you do. So it's going to be Christmas music, of course.
Okay.
And then I'm going to sprinkle some other songs in that I know people really love.
Nice.
So I know a lot of my audience likes country music.
Ooh.
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 Ooh. So
That's
I'll be
cool.
doing some of that.
Okay.
I'll also be doing, it is my intention to slip in one of my originals.
Oh, cool.
And it's entitled
See,
Learning.
now I have to be there.
See? Learning to Love Myself.
Oh, nice. That's it?
That's all. I know.
Okay. Damn. I thought maybe I could sneak
Can
something
I
in there.
squeeze a little bit more out of you?
But
and then-
what a great way to start off the holiday season,
Yes.
though. You know.
Yes.
It's and there is so much talent in this town,
This is true.
and it's sad that you can't get more live music. You know, so many of the shows and stuff have gone to the electronic music, and I mean, that's why the one reason that I loved going to see Rock of Ages. I saw it 10 times.
Oh, wow.
But it was all live music.
Yeah.
There was nothing piped. It was
No.
all,
Everything is gonna be
everything
like
was
that.
live. And
No tracks.
Yeah. And
No tracks.
so it's just, I wish we'd get back to more of that, because we have the talent here.
We have the talent. The people need it,
Mhm.
and the people want it. I'm just grateful that I get to do this, and it's for the people.
Yeah.
What I give is so people can feel good, because we want to feel good. I can't cure half the world's ills and all that. I can't do that.
No, but you can take it away for just a little
I
bit.
really can. I
You
can
know,
soothe it a
it's
little.
music. I could not imagine this world without music. I don't know what I would do.
Listen,
It's just, yeah.
I was going to this nail tech, and I asked her if she liked music, and she said no. And I said,
What?
I'm finding somebody else to do my nails,
Yeah.
because I can't even relate at all to
Yeah.
you. But what do you mean you don't like music? She said, no, I don't like it at all. What? She's the only person I've ever met in my whole entire
Yeah,
life.
I've never.
Never.
You know,
Never
I
met
mean,
anybody.
I've run into people. I don't care for that kind. I don't care for this kind. I don't care for that
Right.
kind. But you know, it's after the show, I've got a little something I'll show you.
Okay.
Because I you know, music is a universal language.
It
You know,
is.
music and dance, and those are the two things that really, you know, that we takes us out of ourselves.
Absolutely.
And joins us with the universe.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so
So I just want to share with you,
Please.
because you said that, it made me think of something. I had an opportunity to spend about 2 months in Taiwan performing at a jazz club by myself, right?
I fell in love with Taiwan.
I did too.
Yeah. I mean, now this was back in the 60s.
Oh,
but
see, well, I wasn't there then.
no, it was still, I because I was in Hong Kong and Taiwan and
Because you're a
Marine
vet.
Corps. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got to go on R&R. So,
Wow, nice.
yeah. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I mean, it's, anyway, you know.
I do.
I don't have to tell you.
I didn't, well, I really wasn't sure what to expect.
Right.
I got there. Of course, there's this language barrier.
Of course.
But when I sang, I used to sing, I had to sing it every night. Stand By Me.
Oh, wow.
They knew every word.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. They couldn't speak any English.
Yeah.
But they knew the song.
I got a chance to see Lionel Hampton live
Ooh.
in Hong Kong at the President's
Ooh.
Hotel. And this was back in 66.
That's a memory to cherish.
And he mesmerized the
Uh-huh.
audience. You know, he's not only a great musician, he's a good showman like yourself.
Thank you.
You know, it's not only presenting the music, it's working the room.
You got to.
And you and your band do that very well.
We have to.
Because you draw the people in, you make them part of the show.
Absolutely.
They when they leave there, they kind of feel like, wow, we did a great show.
Yeah. And I thank them for it.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't do it without them.
Right. Yeah. If nobody showed up, I mean, yeah.
Oh, right.
Because there's got to be an energy, an exchange of energy back and forth that
Absolutely.
you get from them and they get from you.
That's what it's all
So,
about.
Cool.
That's it.
So what else do we need to tell people about your Christmas show?
You need to tell them where they can get the tickets.
That's a good idea, and I have that written down.
You do? Okay.
Right. They can go to your website,
They can.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's also directions on the website on how to get to the venue.
Absolutely.
Okay. And what is the website?
The website is notorietylv.com. That's for notoriety directly.
Okay.
My website is Ane Sings, ANESINGS.com.
Yeah, go there. It's cool.
Yeah. And I have,
Okay, but now can they get the tickets on your website,
well,
or they have to go to Notoriety?
when they can do either
Okay.
way. Either way, it's going to be direct them back to notoriety.
Oh, okay.
But while they're on my website, they get to read about who I am,
Yes.
some more of my background.
You got a great website.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really enjoyed
You want to
it.
hear something? This is funny. The guy, my background singer, Julius.
Yeah.
He's my web guy.
Oh, no kidding.
He's my graphics guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I may need to talk to him.
You might.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
And he's wonderful to work with.
Cool. That's the hard part right there.
I know.
And I know it's difficult for them because I run into the same problem sometimes too. It's they have to take the picture in your mind
Mm-hmm.
and put it on paper.
Yep.
Or on your computer,
Absolutely.
on graphics. So people who can do that, I admire.
Me too.
Yeah, because it's not easy to do.
Yeah. You do a lot of stuff technically. I am technically challenged.
Right.
I know it. I don't pretend that I know what I'm doing because I don't. So what I do is I call Julius.
There you go.
Yeah, I call him.
Help
In fact,
me.
yeah, help. And he laughs. I said, I don't know what I'm doing. But anyway, while they're on my website, they can also hear some snippets of my original music. Yeah. So they'll get to hear that. And they get to, just see who I am.
I was stalking you on your website, yeah.
Were you stalking? I've stalked before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I did a little stalking on you too.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's all right.
And you still showed up. That's
I
awesome.
still showed up because you're that dude. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to the show. I've got a lot of people that have shown a lot of interest with the show, about the show. It's my very first Christmas show.
Really?
I know.
I don't know why that surprises me.
It surprises me too. Every time I say it, I go, "How did that happen?"
Yeah. Okay. So that's another reason to make sure you get there. It's the first ever Christmas show. Okay.
Uh-huh. The first time I'm going,
So how big is the room?
it holds about 160 people.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Very intimate.
Yeah, then it's not too big, not too small.
But it's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful room.
yeah.
And I'm one step, the stage is one step down and I'm in the audience.
Okay,
So of course I do that.
that's
thing.
nice.
Yeah, it is nice.
Yeah.
So it's such a great room. Acoustically, they have it set up just right. The lighting is incredible. The sound is great. And it's just an ambiance in the room.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
Is there food and drink available?
Just drinks, but no food.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no food right
Yeah.
now. They're talking about it, but so far,
Yeah, the drinks are okay, but I think the food gets in the way.
sometimes
Yeah.
I think too. And then it's another thing to manage for them.
Ugh, yeah, yeah, it's tough enough.
Yes, it is.
Well, we're kind of running out a little bit of time here.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you want to make sure that these folks know out there?
Yes,
Then tell them.
I'm going to tell them right now. I want each and every one of you to come out to the show. And beyond that, I want you to enjoy this gift called life because it's really moving at a supersonic speed. And while we can, and while we get to celebrate another holiday season, please come join me and my friends for a soulful Christmas celebration. I guarantee that you're going to have a great time.
I'll vouch for that.
Yeah, you're going to have a great time.
And thank you so much.
My pleasure.
So this is having you here is really going to help our station. I hope it doesn't hurt your career.
Oh, I hope not. I don't think so, John.
No, you'll be fine.
You're so good. You're such a
we
good
have some
one.
awesome people out there. And well, hey guys, we're out of time again. And like I always say, I'll have all the information up on the screen. You'll see all the information where you can get the tickets, the times, and all that good stuff on the website. And believe me, get out there and go see this. I mean, take a few minutes in this busy holiday. Just get out. I'm going to do it. I know I'm the worst one. I'm trying to, I'm always working or always doing something, but I'm going to be there. So hey, that's it. Not only will you get to hear her and the great show that she puts on, but you might get a chance to see me too.
What a pleasure that'll be.
All right, you guys. Hey, thank you so much for supporting the station and the show and the other shows that we have here on WWDB TV. And like I always say, if you're going to do it with Stiles.
Mwah.